Right, I've done a couple of rigs a little while ago, just showed you very basic knotless knot rig, which I use a lot in my fishing, nothing complicated, will catch fish, suits any bait as well. And I do see some posts on the group about how do you make your sticks, what do you put in your sticks, bits like that. So I'm going to do a little stick mix, sort of what I'm using at the minute, or just the bits that I have with me, and just to give you an idea of what you can do. What I use you don't have to use, you can use all different kinds of little bits and adapt it to whatever you're using. So I'm going to do that now and just show you a little mix. So a quick stick mix, what I've got with me and what I'll use for some of my fishing. I'll just show you what I do. People do this in all different ways. I like to use it's 2 different tubs for 2 different mixes, but that will go into the one stick. This is a colder thing, if you like. I like to make a mix that's all the soft stuff, all the easy stuff, the ground baits, etc. And then I'll have a mix with the pellet, the broken boilie, the bigger stuff. Basically, when I do my sticks, I like to know that when I'm pulling the hook into the stick, that it's literally just going into the ground bait and the smaller stuff, and nothing's going to be on the point of the hook once it's all melted away. So the bigger pellets and the bits of boilie, I don't want one of them getting trapped on the point of the hook, basically. Just a confidence thing. I mean, you don't have to do it, you can just make up your normal sticks, or just put it all together and do one mix, but this for me is my preferred way of doing it. So 2 little maggot boxes. 2 little maggot boxes. Well, one big one, one small one. Get some bits out here. So, in the little box, put some ground bait. So we've got just dynamite, half ground bait. Just put a little bit of that in there. And that's the betaine green ground bait. I usually use the black, but couldn't find none of that, so the green's just as good. I also like to add some marine halibut, so I'll put a bit of that in there. You don't have to go mad with this because you'll end up with a massive mix. I always make too much anyway. I've got a little bag of ground bait. This ground bait was from SMA Tackle, the BNC ground bait. Great boilies, and this ground bait is really good as well. So I'm going to put some of that in there. Just lighten the mix up slightly. So far, just try and show you, just 3 different ground baits in there at the minute, nothing special. And then in this bag here we have some crushed hemp. I like to use crushed hemp in my sticks. Don't need too much of this. I don't know how well I'm going to be able to show you this, but you can get bags of this from all over the place. I just happen to have it a smaller amount. I've got a load of it indoors, so I've just got a smaller amount, yeah. I just like to add a nice handful, a pinch or so. I find that helps your sticks when you put them, or when you try one out after you've made one, you put it in the margins. You'll find that that'll fizz and pop, let off bubbles and help it to break up slightly. So I like to do that. So yeah, that's the soft mix, shall we call it. Got my little plunger here. So as you can see, there's 3 different ground baits in there and some crushed hemp basically, and that is it. Alright, just give that a little mix up. Nice little mix up. And that's my soft part done basically for now anyway, and that's it. Now in the bigger tub I've got some SMA BNC pellets, some sort of 3-4 mils down to the little sort of 1 mils, 2 mils. I'll put a few of them in there. Don't want to go mad, so a little handful now. And also this bag here, it's just some more pellet that I've got, some trout pellet and some plain normal carp pellet. Again, a few different sizes. I don't want to spill this everywhere. So yeah, a few different sizes there. Again, just different colours, not too much. So as you can see, it's just pellet. A few trout pellets in there. The BNC pellet, which is already flavoured, got a lovely smell coming off it from it, and then you've got your normal carp pellet as well in there, so not too much either. And on this session I'm using the 01 from Passion Baits and the Breed from Magic Munch Baits, so all I've got is about 6 of each basically, and all I do is I'll just break these up into rough lumps. Just ground bait, 3 different ground baits in there and some crushed hemp. I don't know how well you're seeing that, but you should be able to see it fairly well. So not a lot in there. Gone a bit green in colour because of the beet aim green. And in this one, as you can see, got some broken up boilies, the Passion Baits and the Magic Munch boilies, and a couple of different kinds of pellets in there, some SMA BNC pellets as well. That's my bigger lumpier stuff with my stick. And then try and get this a bit closer, try and show you what I do. Okay. Right, so before we do anything else, you've got your dry mixes, so your lumpy bits and your smooth mix, your fine powder mix if you like. And what I like to do is at this point I like to add a little bit of glug. Now any glug you want to use, oils, whatever matches your baits you can use. I have a little bottle here of liquid that matches the boilies from Magic Munch, so I'm just going to drizzle it on the pellets first. Now how much of this you use, for me, depends on what type of weather it is. The warmer it is, possibly the more glug I'll use, or liquid. The colder it is, the less liquid I will use. And I'll put some in here as well. Not too much in here. So nice dose in both. And then, obviously, Castaway PVA, quality stuff. Ever since I've been using it, I don't think I'll be using too much else, to be fair. So nice plunger. Just mix up the pellets and the broken boilies. Just get that so they've got a nice glaze on them. Just so they're sort of coated in the glug or liquid, whatever you're using. Nice. And obviously mix up the brown bait one, or your fine mix, shall we say. You might find you need to add a little bit more liquid to your finer mix. But again, it's something you do. The more you do it, the more you'll get used to how much you need. Right. So give this another little mix. Make sure all these pellets and bits of foil are all coated. Nice. So next thing. So get your PVA. Now this is the 25mm from Castaway. I prefer this obviously for a stick. I think you might be able to get a smaller one. I've got the bigger tubing as well, 35, more for sort of bags. Use this again if you wanted to for the thicker one, but this is what we'll use for this, for sticks. So this is how I like to do it. I'm a scooper. Some people like to get a spoon and put it in, but I've always done it this way. So get some of your soft mix. Get a nice lump there, I don't know if you can see it. Put that in there. Just push that down. Just push it into your thumb so you can feel it go pushing against your thumb, so it's quite solid. And then get some of your coarse mix. Don't go too much. I mean, again, the more you do this, the more you'll figure out how much you need for each one. Just give that a little push down until you feel your thumb coming out the end, and then just slowly push it out the end. And again, size is totally down to you. And there's a stick, so I like to just pull this up a bit. So the next thing I do is, there it is hanging. I like to just put a knot in there. So pull your knot down to the mix, and then pull it fairly tight, nice and solid. Hold the knot, pulling this end away from you, keeping hold of the knot, and there's your stick. Do another one exactly the same. Pull the knot down so it meets the other knot, hold on to your second knot, and just slowly pull it through. What you want to do is, just before it tightens up, just hold on to the bottom knot and then pull the top knot tight, and then leave a little gap. Find your scissors, which are in here, and then the little gap in between, just cut them off, and there's your little stick. Now it's not solid. In the summer that would be a proper solid stick, but because it's not quite warm, well, it's warm but it's not hot, I've done it like that. Now as you can see, you've got all the soft stuff at the bottom, and then all your lumps and your bits and bobs on top, so the hook will go in at the bottom here. And I know that when the hook goes in there, there's nothing to end up on the end of the point of the hook, nothing going to mask it. It's just all ground bait, and all your lumps and that are at the top. Do another quick one. So pull this back on, chin knot. This stuff never ladders either. I've never had it ladder, split on me or anything like that. There's other bits that I've used that have done. So get, again, a nice plug of your soft mix or your fine mix. Push that down to your thumb, just so it's pushing your thumb out. Over to your coarse stuff. Boilies, a few different types of pellets, all with a bit of glug on. Push that down as well, just until your thumb starts coming out, and then just push it out the end. There's another stick. Let that drop off. Then get your knot. All you want to do is, the first one, just pull that tight. Get that nice and tight on there. See the knot's right on top. Hold the knot and then pull it through. The knot will stay in place, and that will give you a nice solid stick. Do the same again, obviously, so it's ready for next time. Your second knot. pull that down to your first knot, hold the second knot, pull that through slowly. It's nice, see it's not tight yet. Hold your bottom knot and just pull that tight. So there's a nice gap in between. Just separate that and cut it. Then you've got another one. All your bits and bobs at the top. It's just to make sure that your hook's safe. I ain't got no bit of boilie or a pellet that's locked on the point of the hook. So I know when I'm fishing that, the hook in the bottom, when that disperses, it's going to lay nice. There's going to be plenty of bits around it, and the hook is definitely going to be okay. So simple stick mix. Like I say, you don't have to do that. You can join these two pots together and do it that way if you wish. So I used to do it for a long time, but I do prefer this. Just gives you that extra bit of confidence that I know that there's nothing masking the hook. And that is a simple Baggins stick rig. So, not too hard, very simple. It's just what I've got here, what I use. Use whatever you want to use, whatever boilies you're using, whatever pellets, whatever matches, whatever you're doing. And like I say, two sticks, more or less the same. All the lovely stuff at the top, all the soft, fine stuff at the bottom for me to pull the hook into, nice and safe. And yeah, I'm happy with them. I'm going to be using them. I'm going to make up a few more, but hopefully that might have helped some of you. I've seen people ask about sticks, how you do them, what you use. There's no set rule for what you use or really how you do them, but it just gives you an idea of how I do it.